Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we've got another Power Rankings video. Week 30 of the Power Rankings series, and our first as we enter the conference final. We'll touch on all the 4 teams in our Power Rankings and how the final 4 teams stack up. Coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys, so if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment, it really helps support the channel. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. So in today's video, we've got another Power Rankings video. Week 30 of our Power Rankings series, and the first, entering the conference finals. We're down to 4 teams left in the NHL. So we're going to be going and ranking these teams in the conference final. No honorable mentions anymore, no other things like that. We're just going to do 1 through 4 who I have as the best team entering the conference finals and the worst team entering the conference finals as it sits right now. So I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree with my takes, but we're going to start with our 4 team power rankings for this week. So we're going to start with the 4th team in my power rankings, and their team whose second round series went the longest. They had a really good, impressive victory in both Game 5 and Game 7, but it was definitely a lot harder than I was expecting them to do to put away the Toronto Maple Leafs. My number 4 team in the power rankings is the Florida Panthers. So the Panthers, in order to get the conference final, were the 3rd team in the Atlantic Division, went to Tampa, beat them in 5 games, then went to the Atlantic winning Toronto Maple Leafs, beat them in 7 games. So they had to be on the road for both of the first 2 series. They're going to be on the road again for the Eastern Conference Final, their 3rd consecutive Eastern Conference Final appearance. So very intriguing stuff there for the Panthers. This team has been clicking on all cylinders all throughout the playoffs. They've had a couple bad games, especially those first 2 against Toronto, but besides that, this team has looked dominant, and they are looking like they are very close to potentially going to yet another Stanley Cup final. But because of how long it took for them to take down Toronto, I am going to put them as my 4th team in my power rankings. So if you look at this team, they're still a really good team offensively. Barkov, Rodriguez, Marchand, Luostarinen, Gadjevich, all looking really good offensively. Defensively, Ekblad, Jones, and Forsling looking really good defensively. And in net, Bobrovsky has been looking like playoff Bobrovsky again. So this Panthers team is pretty good. They're on to their 3rd straight Eastern Conference Final. They took down the Leafs and the Bolts, but I do have them with my 4th team in my power rankings. 3rd team in power rankings this week and staying there from where they were last week is the Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes made short work of both of their first 2 series. They finished as the 2nd team in the Metro Division, taking on the New Jersey Devils in round 1. They wound up beating the Devils in 5 games. Then they played the Metro and East winning Washington Capitals, and they took them down in stunning fashion in 5 games, 4-1 as well. So they really have shut down the offenses of Washington, New Jersey quite good. Their offense could be a little bit better, but still, that offense is still clicking on a lot of cylinders, and goaltending wise, they're looking really good. So this team is looking really good, and they're looking like a really good team. That is why I'm putting them as my 3rd team in my honorable mentions. However, they have had lots of troubles in the Eastern Conference Final over the past few years. This is the 2nd time in 3 years, 3rd time in either 6 or 7 years that they've made it to the Eastern Conference Final. So it's very good stuff there, but they haven't won an Eastern Conference Final game since 2006. So they're going to be looking for their first Eastern Conference Final win in a long time and look to avoid getting swept for the 4th straight Eastern Conference Final. But still, this team's looking really good offensively. Aho, Svechnikov, Jarvis, Jankowski, Martinook, all looking really good offensively. Defensively, with guys like Slavin, Burns, and Orlov doing really good defensively. And in net, Anderson has been looking phenomenal for the Carolina Hurricanes. So all in all, the Hurricanes look really good. They made short work of both their first 2 series. They're going to be well rested, and they're going to be looking to try and finally get a couple of wins in the Eastern Conference Final. 2nd team in my power rankings this week, and coming off of an impressive victory over the Winnipeg Jets in Game 6, is the Dallas Stars. The Stars are going to be 2nd in my power rankings this week, after they were an honorable mention last week. The Stars had a really solid week this past week, and they've had solid playoffs. Like, they finished as the 2nd team in the Central Division. They were able to take on the Colorado Avalanche, which was the 3rd team in the Central Division. Blew a 3-2 lead in that series, but thanks to the heroics of Rantanen, were able to beat the Colorado Avalanche in 7 games. Then against Winnipeg Jets, had a slow start, but won all 3 games at home. Once again, Jets just can't win on the road, and they're able to steal one in Winnipeg, and that is why they won in 6 games and were able to advance to the 3rd round. This is the 3rd consecutive season the Stars have made it to round 3, and I think it's the 4th in 5 or 6 years they've made it to round 3. So the Stars have been maybe the most dominant Central Division team. I know Colorado's won a cup over that time frame, but 3 straight Western Conference Finals, like that is insane. So the Stars, they're looking really good, and they're looking like they might be poised to finally go back to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since the bubble. So very interesting stuff there for the Stars, but that's why I have them as my second team in my power rankings. So offensively, this team is clicking. Sagan, Ben, Johnston, Duchesne, Rantanen have all been doing really good offensively. Defensively, with guys like Harley, Heiskanen, and CC all doing really good defensively. And in net, Onger, while he has had some sour marks, has done really good for the Dallas Stars. So all in all, solid stuff there from Dallas. That's why they're second in my power rankings. And the top team in my power rankings is the same one as last week, after handily beating the Pacific winning Knights, and that is the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers look like a juggernaut of a team right now. There's a very likely chance they will finally bring the Stanley Cup back to Canada, so that's going to be very interesting to see. If you look at this Oilers team, they are looking lethal. It took them a while to get here. They won 4 straight after giving up the first 2 against Los Angeles to beat them in 6 in round 1 after finishing 3rd in the Pacific. Then took on the Pacific winning Golden Knights, and they had to take it in 5 games, winning the first 2 and last 2 of the games. Did lose 1, but still, ever since those first 2 games against Los Angeles, Edmonton's been looking dominant, and that is why I have them as top team in my power rankings. Like, this team is looking scary, and after going and steamrolling through the Kings and the Knights, that's why I have them as my top team in my power rankings. This is going to be a 2nd straight year that they made it to the Western Conference Final and 3rd in 4 seasons, so it'll be interesting to see, and they'll be looking for their 2nd consecutive win over Dallas in the Western Conference Final. So very interesting note there. Offensively, team's clicking. McDavid, Draisaitl, Podkolzin, Kane, and RNH are all looking really good offensively. Defensively, Bouchard, Emberson, and Kulak all looking really good defensively. And in net, Skinner, after a little bit of a shaky start, has looked great towards the end of that Vegas series. So he's looked good, and when Picard's been in, he's also looked really good. So interesting note there. But those are some really good stuff there for the Oilers. That's why they're a top team in my power rankings. Definitely, those are my power rankings assets right now. Just to recap 1 through 4, Oilers are a top team, Stars are 2nd, Canes are 3rd, Panthers are 4th. That's my conference final power rankings as it sits right now before the conference finals get started. But definitely, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you agree with me entering the conference finals that these power rankings are pretty good? Do you disagree with me? And if so, what would your top 4 be in the conference final? Down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. But that's all I want to talk for today. Remember to like this video, and if you're related, remember to subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe down below. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. Don't forget to comment. I also have a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that, so check that out. I'll link to that down in the description below. Can't wait to see you guys all for our next video. See you guys soon.